What's the difference between a hero and a martyr?
Oh, yeah.
Does it have to do with ego stuff? Because one is like usually kind of negative, one's kind of positive.
Well, it's so funny that you asked that, because I don't know if you remember, the word martyr means to see. You guys know this? Like a martyr is what happened when they saw Jesus Christ like dying, because Jesus' ego said, you know what? I don't care, you guys can kill me. This is what I'm doing. My ego is doing this. And the martyrs saw it and they're like, that's rad. I'm going to do that too. Which is kind of funny, and how does that differentiate from a hero? Because the martyr is seeing someone else. The martyr sees the hero. The martyr is like a contagious virus that the hero gives to people. Because the hero, by watching, inspires the martyr to do it too. But it always takes the hero to get it going, you guys. Like, there has to be one person that stands up and says no. And then maybe everyone will join in. Maybe they won't. Maybe they'll be like, that's all you, man. Go ahead and do that thing. I like what you're doing, but I can't help you out. But the martyr is the one that sees the hero, and then they jump on the guy at the bank with the gun too. But not until the hero does it. So the martyr is like kind of hero, but they just need a little push. The hero does it without anyone telling them to do it. You see it and you go.
Well, the martyr is always about sacrificing the self.
Absolutely. So it's an extreme version where the hero maybe has a little more consciousness, right? Self-discernment. Yeah. Yeah.
Can I kind of speak to that?
Yeah.
I think what's happened also, like, ego's gotten a bad rap, martyrs gotten a bad rap as well, because a lot of times martyrs expect something in return. We use that for someone who expects something in return, and that's not really self-sacrificing. You're doing it because it's for the best of everyone.
Right.
And you're sacrificing yourself because you're actually helping yourself because of the whole community.
And that sacrifice is an ego-conscious decision. It can't be a sacrifice made under duress or anything, but it's your ego saying, who I am is going to do this. Yeah.
And on the flip side of that, not necessarily through self-sacrifice, but through just shining whoever you are to fullest capacity, like you said, can serve exactly the same purpose. It's not, like, that is for the good of all. It's
totally.
It can inspire.
It doesn't have to destruct.
That's right. It can inspire and change an entire nation of people.
Exactly.
That's the thing. When people see heroes, the hero's so important because it's like, oh yeah, we're all awesome. What are we doing? Why don't we do that? It's so inspirational. People see Gandhi, they're like, oh, dang it, I can do that too. Yeah.
Which is, you could say that that's the story of the redeemed ego, the redemption of the ego.
Yeah.
Somebody said that, I can't remember who, but that Jesus was the redeemed ego. Which I think is an interesting
powerful
way of seeing it.
Because it's through himself that he does it all, right? So it's the full potential of the ego. It's true. Anybody else? Yeah.
What about, like, higher states of consciousness reached through meditation or similar practices, to generalize, like in different traditions? Are those egoless in your view, or are those examples of the ego in its entirety?
If God, sure, that's a really good question. If God is ego, how are they egoless? Right? And that's the thing, is like Jung too will say, like, consciousness has a tie to ego. So if you're going to higher levels of your consciousness, you're actually turning on more potential of your entirety of yourself. Because through meditation, you're activating not just your meat suit, but now you got your energy body, now you got your aura, now you got your mojo turned on, right? So when you do meditation and those things, the reason why it activates at a greater ego capacity, I think, is because you're more turned on, right?
You're still stripping away like a physical aspect of You're like, I'll give you
Your
exactly-
body is sitting there meditating. So I don't understand how people think you can strip away physical aspects. Like, yes, you go into your mind and you do it, but your mind's in your body. You can't, like,
Well, no, you're attached to them now. That's what I'm saying. I'm stripping
you're
away all the
still
other things,
attached.
But-
You're in it.
but not in the same way. It's different.
I have a hard time with that idea that there's this separate mind that you go into when you do spiritual stuff, and then there's your body.
You're literally
It's the
attached.
same.
Yeah.
Where are you going? You're in here, right? Like I said, are you going in the cat? No. I'm still in me when I'm meditating, right? Yeah, back there.
How do you explain out of body?
Well, that's the thing. If you're separating, your body is God, is the universe. The reason you can have what's an out-of-body experience is because you're accessing part of the universe that's in you. If you really think you're going somewhere, you guys really think you're everywhere. You're already everywhere. That's why you can go there in the first place. You're already there. Because I know that sounds like super fruity. But listen, you don't separate and then go do other stuff. It's all contained within you. All the time, just like chickenpox. Just like chickenpox are in you all the time, every single part of the universe in you all the time. Right? And you can go there whenever you want. Anytime. Because it's always there. Yeah.
I think ego is the force that helps you go there, though.
Absolutely.
Any of the Piscean realms, like if you want to do clairvoyance or dream travel or other states of consciousness or astral projection,
Right.
without a rooted ego and a sense of, there's no way to combat or to attract or to make decisions,
Yeah.
and you can totally
Out-of-body
get lost.
experiences are one of the best ways to find out that your identity encompasses more than your general consciousness is aware of. You start going hero because you wake up, because you're like, oh my God, I can be like this? What? That's part of me. So it's not, this is the thing, it's still your ego, but your ego just got bigger. Your ego just got bigger. Because now what is you is encompassing a bigger thing. You know what I mean? But it's still your ego.
We should also all listen to the song Ego by Beyonce. If we've
Yeah,
So let's say you met Ted Bundy,
right.
and you're aiming to heal whatever judgment that has come across him from the past.
Right,
That has stripped away his ego, that has caused him to get into his evil,
right.
to act out from his limited self and not his
Right.
whole self.
Totally.
How does one embrace the process of self-awareness without being judgmental of the evil within?
It's very difficult. Because listen, we're going to judge all the evil parts of ourselves, not even want to deal with them, not even want to look at them. So the first part is like acceptance, and that's the trickiest one. And it's the eating part where you integrate it. It's only through integration that I think that can happen. You have to first say, yeah, I did that. That's my bad. So if I met Ted Bundy, the first part of him like being able to recognize that is he has to eat his own body, right? In order to like come to terms with the fact that he ate all those other people. That's the first step.
Is judgment a part of that awareness?
I think that if you can go outside of judgment, that's kind of the best hope that you have for integration. Judgment is what jacks us all up because we ascribe something to it instead of looking at the thing for what it is. Look at the entity. Don't say it's evil or a demon. Say, what's that thing? Right? But if you judge it, fear is going to prevent you from being able to eat it, and then it's going to eat you. Right? So it's tricky. You have to work through the judgment. How many people that have had something bad happen to them or done something bad festers and messes up their life? Or had something evil happen to them? Shame now, judgment now. Now they're not operating at full ego capacity, right? Because they can't eat it, they can't stomach it, they can't digest it. So it eats them from the inside out, right? Yeah.
I was going to say that perhaps just like understanding the environment that something occurred.
Context.
Is a way to not go to a judgment or to
Right.
sort of go above judgment.
That's a really good point. Totally.
Well, and even discerning, or if you want to use the word judging, out of compassion and love rather than fear.
Yeah. If it goes through fear, I mean, chances are it's going to go nowhere fast.
I'm
Amanda?
trying to see the whole.
Yeah. Did you have something, Amanda?
Oh, yeah. I was curious about what you were saying, with the sort of spiritual tyrants and like the more internal power you get. It's like they say that the stronger, like with these like spiritual sort of leaders, like the stronger
Sure.
the light, the longer the shadow.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering like how that sort of came about. Like I feel like Gandhi is like one of the few that like didn't get all dark. You know what I mean? It's like I go to Golden Bridge and then I started reading all this crazy shit about Yogi Maja and I was like, what the
I
fuck?
know. Well, Gandhi went dark. You guys know what Gandhi did, right? He would sleep in bed with naked ladies. One of them was his 14-year-old niece. Okay? He did that in order to test himself and make himself celibate. But is that really cool? Gandhi. He had multiple emotional affairs on his wife. You know what? I'm not going to say, like, forget Gandhi, but if you guys can, read a book about Gandhi's wife, please. Talk about a martyr. You guys know that she did Gandhi's jail sentence in a hard labor camp and then died of bronchitis, which ate her alive, in order that he would not. Yeah, you guys didn't know that, huh? Read a little bit about Gandhi's wife if you want to know about Gandhi's shadow. Because she knew all about it. It ate her alive. Okay, so everybody, not even Gandhi, all spiritual, everything has a dark side. It's just, I don't know anyone that doesn't.
Right.
So if anyone tells you they don't, you tell them, hey, got something right there. Right? Yeah. Did you have something, Rob?
Oh, I was just going to say, you mentioned that before, and I tried to look it up on the internet. I couldn't find any of that bad stuff about Gandhi anywhere.
It's
I believe it's in the books, but those parts of the books are not on the internet.
You can type up, here's what you can do. Type up, Gandhi's wife died in labor camp, bronchitis. If you Google
The stuff
that,
about the celibate thing about him sleeping in the bed with the girls.
that's in a bunch of places too. Totally, multiple
I was
places.
like, I have to go to the library and look in the books.
You do. Because, no, has anybody else read this too? It's not just me. And he would do it with all the windows open and people would see what he was doing. It's not like he was keeping it, you know, deep, dark secret, but he was still doing it.
But why are we judging him?
Totally. That's what I mean. That's what I say. Everybody's got a thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Everybody does. And that's the point. That's why you should always look at spiritual leaders that try and tell you what to do. Please take information from me, but don't believe everything I say. Please look on the internet. Look in books. Check it out. I don't know. I got some things. Right? If I tried to tell you to get rid of your ego and follow me and come home and wash my dishes, don't do it. Okay? Please. Yeah, one more, Becky.
My mom wrote an essay about the nature of the ego, which I don't know.
What's it? Is it on the internet?
No.
Oh, darn it.
She put it on the internet, but it's like about, there's something in the essay about the ego as the mind of the flesh.
Oh,
It's an interesting way
that's good.
of thinking about it. Like the ego is the mind of the flesh, and that to make an enemy of the ego is like making an enemy of time or space.
Or your flesh.
Yeah, it's not the ultimate mystery, but it's within the realm of
Wow, that's really good.
experience. It's a nice way of thinking about it.
That's pretty great. Yeah. Thanks, you guys. Thanks so much.